Hey everybody, welcome back to the Rookies podcast. It's Nico, and I'm joined by Andre, like always.
Hey everyone,
And yeah, say hi to everybody.
what's up, guys?
Today we're gonna be doing an episode which is strictly based on transfer rumors. The transfer market is open now, so we're gonna focus on that.
Mm-hmm.
We're also gonna talk about various domestic topics such as Chelsea, Atletico Madrid, Manchester United, Juventus, and many more. So stick around for that. And yeah, where should we get started?
I don't know, but I'm really excited after that intro for some reason. Um,
Yeah,
I
it's
think,
a lot of good topics this
yeah,
episode. So
it's good.
yeah.
This is the first episode of the year, right?
Mhm. First episode of 2023.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I think we can look back very quickly on where we are now in all the big leagues. Um, Bundesliga hasn't come back yet since the World Cup though, so there's not really much to talk about. But on the 20th, Bayern and Leipzig play. That'll be the first game back, which is a pretty good game. But yeah, nothing to talk about from the Bundesliga. League One is the same story about PSG leading, although they've had some tough matches recently. They lost their last game actually against Rennes.
Yeah.
But yeah, those two leagues doing what they're doing. What's the big topic in Serie A, Nico?
Well, in Serie A, I think the biggest topic would be Juventus. They've shown a lot of fight ever since the domestic league started up again after the World Cup. Yeah, right now they're 1 point behind Milan in third place. They got 37 points,
Mm-hmm.
and they're doing amazing. They're above Inter, which no one really expected going into the World Cup,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, they're doing really really good. They were on if I'm not mistaken, 8 game unbeaten streak before the 5-1 loss to Napoli, which was really disappointing for them.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah,
but
didn't
yeah,
they have this crazy like clean sheet streak or something?
they had a clean sheet streak, and then it ended with a 5-1 defeat.
They had to make up for all the goals they didn't concede in that one game.
Yeah,
But
no, but
Napoli are so
I
good.
mean, can you really blame them for losing 5-1
Nah.
against Napoli? I think any team in Serie A right now could lose 5-1 against Napoli. Yeah. Other than that, there's not much to add about Juventus. They've been really good.
Yeah, and pretty much
You
just
know,
surprised everyone, like you
so
said.
still halfway through the season,
Yeah, they could still win the league for all we
still
know.
they're only for Napoli. So I say only, but like anything can happen. There's a lot of games left.
Yeah.
Um, Other than that, not much else we got Milan who have hit a tough run of bad form.
Mm-hmm. I have
I don't know
noticed that.
where it's coming from. Yeah, I'm not sure where it's coming from. Like
I think
they
your
came
French guys are
against
getting tired. Maybe
Salernitana.
I think your French guys are getting
Pardon?
tired.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I don't know what it is, but maybe it's just a lack um leg team, even though we have decent depth, but
Well, let me ask you
I don't
something.
know. They're,
Well, how do you feel about the coach?
well, I don't know. Here's the thing. Like, there's only so much you can criticize him for because of the things that he's done. Like making Milan win the Scudetto with the team that he had last year.
Yeah.
Like it's a miracle because like you got teams like Napoli who have pretty much stayed the same team. Like they've only gotten Kvaratskhelia and like a few other players,
And they
but
got
like other than
rid
that,
of some big guys like Insigne and Koulibaly.
yeah.
So
Like if you look at the quality of teams, they definitely have more quality than Milan. But like he was able to like make the players have such a great mentality and play with such great quality that like it didn't matter that other teams were better. So like you gotta really credit him for that. But I feel like now Milan are at a point where they've won a Scudetto. They gotta keep
Building on that.
aiming for achievements. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta keep building up. You're Milan. You're not like a team that's set for just a Scudetto every 10 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I don't. Pioli is the right manager for that. I think
Okay.
he has his good days and his bad days. Last season, he got really lucky in those last 4 or 5 games that he won them all in a row,
Yeah, it got pretty
and those
tight.
games were close.
Got pretty
But
dicey.
like, I think if we tried that again, we might not have won the Scudetto. Like if we tried to repeat those games,
Mm-hmm.
it happens so well in the moment. But I don't know if we could replicate that. So I don't want to say it was like we won it by luck. We didn't win by luck, but like, I just feel like we don't have enough quality in the team and also on the bench. I
I
just
I
don't think.
agree with that. I think as an outside viewer of the Serie A, I definitely see that. Milan are not the same top giants that they were with the Kaká, Ronaldinho. I always tell you this. Um,
Mhm.
but it's true, like you said, the quality just isn't there for a top flight team like they are. I think after that Scudetto win, like you said, they just need to keep building off that and become the giant of a club that they once were. So I don't know. It's a process, obviously, but they have to re-sign Liao, in my opinion, if they want to
Yeah, they're
keep building.
doing pretty good with renewals. Like they renewed Benacer, so
Mm-hmm.
like they're doing a lot better than they used to. It's only a half where we see a higher quality manager come in as well. It's necessary. The first player that comes to my mind is Ancelotti. I think he'd be amazing to be our manager for many reasons. I mean, if you know like Milan's history, you know he plays a big role in it. Um, so I think Ancelotti would definitely be a great candidate, but we all know that he's busy with the Real Madrid job right now and he's really happy there. And he also said that he would retire there
Mm-hmm.
happily. So
Yeah.
I don't think that's really a possibility, but Milan fans will keep dreaming about that. Um, well, who do you think? Who do you think would be the Milan manager if they decide to let Pioli go?
Well, first of all, I'm pretty disappointed that Ancelotti is gonna stop. Uh,
Yeah,
I wish he would
I
keep
don't think
going,
anybody.
but he's
I
been
don't think
doing it for
anybody
a
wants.
while now, right?
Yeah,
For Milan, I don't know. There's a bunch of managers available since the World Cup, and all these managers dropped from the national team. Some of them don't make sense, like Fernando Santos. He's really old. I don't know if he's gonna do club work. But Luis Enrique, he fresh out of Barcelona, not too long
he
ago.
would. I would actually like him. He would be really nice. I love the way he plays.
He was also the mastermind behind the 6-1 against PSG, I think.
Yeah,
Um, I also like Tuchel, former Chelsea coach. I think
another name that I would love.
Yeah, I think he also has a good brand of football, but unfortunately, Chelsea don't have a lot of patience in their coaches, so not really his fault that he left. I don't think.
Yeah,
He did win us the Champions League with a very average team. I'll have to be honest, but
ridiculous in my opinion. Like letting him go after winning the
yeah,
Champions League.
yeah.
It's
Like
crazy.
Guardiola actually said about going off topic here. Actually, no. We'll wait. We'll get to Chelsea talk in a bit,
Yeah,
but
yeah. Let's get to the juicy
yeah,
topics later.
we'll get to that in a bit. But I think yeah, Tuchel and Luis Enrique would be great options for them. Or if they have someone
Yeah.
in maybe their youth coach is good. I don't know, but
Mhm.
they have a few options.
Yeah, definitely. I think like it's not like mandatory to change manager. Like
Yeah.
it's not like we're in a crisis. But I mean, if this form keeps up, if they start like struggling to make it in the top four and all that, like till the end of the season, then I would definitely take a look at that. Especially because we just got new owners. They said they have like high ambitions and all this. Like we need to see facts. We need to see them start buying players. They haven't bought anybody yet. Like the highest we in the summer we bought Charles de Ketteler. He hasn't done much so far. He was 30 million, but it wasn't even it was under Elliott management. It wasn't under Redbird. So like they haven't bought anyone yet. They still haven't proven anything. The only good thing they did was keeping Maldini in the management. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So we need to see them buy players. We need to see them make the management, up to par with our ambitions as well. So hopefully one day we will see that change in management. And thank you so much to Pioli for everything that you've done. But I think eventually it's going to be time to change it up and increase the quality on the bench as well.
How long did you say he's been there?
He's been there for at least 2 years. I think if not two, maybe a bit more.
Okay.
A bit more, maybe like 2.5 years. Yeah, something like that.
So not too
He's been
long.
there since, actually, no, it's almost 3 years because he's been there since 2020. Yeah,
Okay then.
almost 3 years.
Okay then. So yeah, not I guess
Yeah.
not urgent, but keep your eyes peeled, I guess.
Yeah.
What's next, Nico? Anything on
Um,
Serie A before you want to move on?
no, other than that, like every other team is pretty much doing the same as before the World Cup, and Inter's still being that like mediocre team. Like,
Uh,
so no shots to them. Like
Martinez. Love.
Milan are doing worse than Inter right now. But I'm just
Mm-hmm.
saying, like Milan were doing really good before the World Cup. They weren't really mediocre at all. They were just doing really good. Now they're struggling a lot more, probably more than any other team in Serie A right now. And Inter are just doing the same. Like they're winning, they're losing, they're unpredictable right now.
Lautaro Martinez has like, uh, what 2 goals since coming back from break?
Yeah, he's been really good for them.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
not like for Argentina. Gosh, that was the same guy. Oh no, sorry. He has 3 goals in 3 matches since returning.
Yeah, he's been on fire, but that's usually how he is with Inter. It's kind of
That's
like Immobile with Lazio compared to with Italy.
yeah.
It's like the same thing.
That's so interesting. Anyways,
Yeah.
what's next, Nico? Who's next?
Well, I think we're done for Serie A.
Mm-hmm.
We can move on to what should we go to? We already covered La Liga, right?
Um, not
Or
Atletico.
we br- yeah, let's cover La Liga. So
Okay,
we
and
can look at La
Barcelona if we
Liga.
want.
Barcelona are first right now. They're doing really good.
And they
They just came
recently,
off of a Super Cup win against Real Madrid.
yeah, I'm impressed.
Um,
I'm impressed.
yeah. And then we see Atletico Madrid. They're in fourth place, and
Oh
they're
boy,
not it. They're still not it.
what's going
Uh,
on?
they're
They,
making the same mistakes that they were making before the World Cup.
yeah,
We're seeing them again. Griezmann's great World Cup form isn't really helping them.
exactly.
Uh, and they got rid of Joao Felix, which many Atletico fans thought was the problem. I don't think he was the problem.
He had
I'm
he had
sorry to break
a
it.
fantastic debut for Chelsea, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, but that's like just unlucky, honestly.
That's just the Atletico in him.
Yeah, he was thinking back to when he was still playing for Simeone.
When he
It's all
was
good.
playing.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you think the problem is with this team, Nico? Why are they so bad? Well, not so bad, but why are they not playing the way they should be?
I think it's just their team is getting old. Um, they're lacking like new ideas because their manager has been the same for so many years.
Yeah,
I think it's time for Simeone to leave. I think as soon as they can get someone new in there, they can, start getting the motivation back into their team and the desire and all that comes with a new manager.
I agree.
I think they just need new ideas. It's been the same for so many years, I
Yeah,
think it's time to change it up.
I agree.
Uh,
That's usually
I
what
think
happens.
this year is the year, huh?
That's usually what happens when coaches stay for too long.
Yeah.
You can kind of see that with Liverpool now, actually, but
It gets really stale,
yeah,
you know?
get stale. Yeah, And I think Simeone's had the same play style for how long has it been? Like at least 10 years now. Um,
Yeah,
and it's that
and it's
everyone
been the
behind the
same
ball.
players. It's been the same players. Like
Yeah,
um, one thing is like having the same manager with the same ideas and whatever, but it doesn't get stale because
new players.
you you keep getting new players, new huge big players that change up the game, and managers can work around that
Yeah,
and change their game plans every
but
once in a
no, you're
while.
right. They got
Like
like
we see with
Koke,
Guardiola.
Griezmann,
Yeah,
Jimenez,
the
Godin was there
same
for a
team
long time.
every year. I think that's the
Oblak.
main problem.
Yeah.
That's the main issue,
So
in my
yeah,
opinion.
uh, based off the recent news. So earlier I heard about him leaving in the summer, but now I'm looking at the news and the most recent article I see from Madrid Universal is that he has no intention to leave. So what I see is he's staying, but
Yeah,
at what cost, you know?
yeah. I don't know. We'll see what happens there. Don't want to dwell too much on that, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the Atletico really need to get their stuff together because it's not looking that good right now. They're tied for sixth place. It's a three-way tie.
Yeah.
They're all at 28 points, and they're only 2 points away from ninth place. So yeah,
Wow, they're pretty far from Barca. Wow.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So they need to get their you know what together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's gonna get rough, and their fans are gonna start getting impatient, and yeah.
I don't think
Um,
that won't be the last time we speak of them this season. I think.
yeah, definitely not. Hopefully, they can turn it around at least a little bit.
Yeah.
We can move on to Barcelona and Real Madrid. We
Yeah.
saw that Super Cup final.
Yeah.
What do you think from that game?
Well, I was able to watch it, and what I thought was it wasn't as tight of a match I was expecting. Um, Barca pretty much ran the play with like all their youngsters just like suffocating the older guys on Real Madrid, and I think that's really the factor. They're just
Mhm.
younger. Like Real Madrid has some young players. Don't get me wrong, like Valverde, Vinicius Junior, Camavinga, but the quality of Barca's young players just like there's no match. Pedri and Gavi right away are just phenomenal. They even have a young
Yeah.
defense, Kunde, right? Araujo.
They did a great job in rejuvenating like their whole team. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah, they did a really good job. And props to Xavi. Like, what a manager! He's everything we hoped he would be in a manager.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
just like the Guardiola days, former player comes to coach, knows what he's doing. I like that story. But yeah, from that game, it was pretty much just Barca that ran the play. I mean, Gavi's a great player. I think I'm finally sold on how class he is.
Mhm.
Uh, during the World Cup, I was warming up to him, but now he's a class player. He got a goal and at least one assist. I don't know if he got credit for the second one, but he had a phenomenal game. And yeah, Barca just they're too fast, they're too young, and that's why they're leading the league. I actually thought Real Madrid would take it this year, but
Me too.
Barca look like they're the ones.
Yeah. And I mean, Real Madrid are Champions League holders right now.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
how do you think that's gonna go? How do you see the rest of their season going?
In all competitions.
Yeah, mainly in in obviously just La Liga and Champions League.
Yeah.
Like how successful do you think they're gonna be this season? Do you think they can be as good as last season? Do you think they can do better somehow?
Um, that's a good question. They pretty much had the same team, same coach. I don't see why they couldn't do or they couldn't achieve similar to what they did last year. Obviously, it would be pretty tough to win the league and Champions League again back to back. But
Yeah.
I don't see why they still can't get far into Champions League despite being second in the league. They got Liverpool there struggling. Um, I think they can get past them, and then after that, who knows? The most difficult team for them would be what, Man City or
Yeah.
either Bayern or PSG, and even then, Bayern and PSG aren't who they used to be. So I don't know. I don't see why Real Madrid can't go to the semifinals. So
I agree with
I
you.
think there's still a lot to look forward to, even after that game against Barcelona. There's still a lot to play for. Barca aren't in the Champions League, right? So
Yeah.
all eyes are on them, and I think they can still get far.
And let's not forget who's in the Europa League. Like, Barcelona's in the Europa League, and if I'm not mistaken, they're playing against Manchester United.
Yeah. Whew.
So that's gonna be a great
That's
game
that's a
because
Champions League final.
look at the form of these two teams
Yeah.
right now. They're both on form. They're both like playing. Their players are doing amazing right now, especially Man United, which we'll get to
Yeah.
soon. Um, like I think it's gonna be a wonderful game.
Yeah, it's gonna be better than some of the Champions League draws, I think.
And it's two legs.
Yeah, exactly. It's so weird. It's like they both entered the Europa League in deservedly situations. Like they were both
Yeah,
playing terribly. Like I'm disappointed Barca still didn't go through in their group, but now they're both like two of the hottest teams in Europe almost. So it's a great matchup. It's a great matchup.
Pardon?
It's a great matchup. I said, very
Yeah.
good.
I really wish this could have been the final for the Europa League.
Yeah, I know they
I
got
think
it.
that would have
One of
been,
them gets eliminated early. It always sucks.
yeah, yeah.
Who
But
else?
anyway, there's a lot of teams in the Europa League right now, so we
Juventus are
got
still there.
lots to look forward to.
Juventus, and they're performing a bit better now too. So at least
Yeah,
there's that.
even a Juventus versus Barca final would be
Yeah,
nice
that'd
if
be
that's
pretty good.
possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, yeah. Anything else you want to add on La Liga?
Uh, Not really. I just wanted to give a shout out to. I always look at the table once in a while. I just want to give a shout out to Sevilla in 19th place, in a
You
relegation
had to
spot right
go.
now. I just had to. Like, I feel like maybe a lot of people don't notice that because they always just assume Sevilla are like at least top six. I always think that too, until I like started looking at the table and I saw that they're fighting for relegation. So that'll be weird. But yeah, nothing else to talk about.
Man, I really hope they can turn that around. Sevilla
Yeah,
in the second division would be so
that's
sad.
so weird. Like, how did it even end up like this?
I don't even know,
What
but
went terribly wrong? Oh well.
we must have Sevilla in Europa League.
Yeah, I know, right? Dude, and they have
It's
some
just
decent players. They got Thomas Delaney. They have Alex Telles. They have Bono from Morocco in net. He had a great tournament.
see they released Isco.
Oh, did they? Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, they have Rakitic, Acuna from Argentina. Dude,
Yeah,
they have Eric Lamela. Why are they getting relegated? This
they
doesn't
have
make
a
any
better
sense.
team. They have a better team than most teams in La Liga, and I don't
Yeah,
know how they're struggling.
like at least top half of the league. Anyways, just wanted to give a shout out to them.
All right, well, I guess we can move on to the main star of the show,
Oh yeah,
obviously the Premier League.
the main boys.
Yeah. All right. So where do you want to start? Let's start with Chelsea.
Okay, okay. There are a number
Let's
of
start.
stories.
These are your boys. How do you see the season going? How do you think it's going so far?
Um,
How much better can they do? Tell me everything.
yeah. So currently, I'm in a state of mind. We released in our last football episode before the NHL one. We released our clubs, and obviously one of mine is Chelsea, and I'm currently in the state of mind where like I've accepted that we probably won't get Champions League. So now I'm just like this. Maybe it's just the way I am. I know a lot of people are furious, and they have a right to be. But I'm looking just like little victories, morale victories. That win against Crystal Palace, that's big, you know.
Mhm.
As crazy that sounds, but that's a big step for them. Um, yeah, I don't know. I guess all they can do right now is just try and just try and keep the morale high. They have a new coach. Everyone thinks he should be sacked. Uh, Personally, I think he needed a bit more time. I mean, he hasn't even had half a season yet. So
Yeah.
you give a guy some time. You can't just go in and make magic happen. Even Guardiola, like after they smacked up Chelsea 4-0, he even said in the press, he's like, it's not really fair to a manager to get this much criticism after like a few months, you know. He said that in my first 2 years, I didn't need to. He said, in his first 2 years at Barca, he didn't need like extra time because he had Messi, so he looked good immediately. He was saying, but he's right. Like managers need time. It's like look at Arsenal. Arteta's been there for what, a couple seasons now. This is second season,
Yeah.
and look what he's doing there. So it just takes a little bit of time. Um, but yeah, where do I see them going? I mean, hopefully they can sniff Europa League. I hope, but yeah, like I said, right now they just gotta focus on the little victories at this point. Um, do you want to introduce Chelsea transfers
Um.
and how much they've
Well,
been spending?
since this is your team, let me hear the biggest transfer that you're excited for, because well, we all know that Chelsea made a boatload of transfers.
Yeah. So
Um, which one's the one that you're most excited for?
I don't know. There's like, oh, so many exciting players, but I want to say it doesn't make sense to me that Felix. How do you say his name? Mudrik.
Hmm.
He seems like a great player, but similar style to Felix, you know. And then we got Nkunku that is coming around, another similar player to those two guys. So they're all like center forward, attacking midfield, can play the wing type players, and I don't know how all three would fit in a system that already has Havertz, Mount, uh, and their wingers Pulisic. Ziyech is still on like reserves. I think he'll get shipped out, but you know what I'm saying? There's too many players in the same position that I get a little confused. Um,
Hmm.
but nonetheless, very exciting players. I was so excited when Felix came. I thought he wasn't coming here for sure. Snatched him. Then we snatched Mudryk from Arsenal. Loving that. Uh, Even if we don't do anything with him, we stole them. We stole him from them.
Well, the Arsenal fans are pissed off about that.
I can't really say much though, because they're gonna win the league. But most excited I'm for. Oh, that didn't make sense. The player I'm most excited for. um, I want to say Mudryk. He was 100 million euros, which is a lot.
You're not excited for that player, then
But
there's something wrong.
I need to see him a bit more because obviously I don't follow Shakhtar. Surprise, surprise. But
Yeah.
he's had some great performances in the Champions League. You see those highlights here and there about him. I think he's like top three speed clocks in like the league, so in top five leagues. Or not top five leagues in Europe. He's like top
Yeah.
three for like the fastest like what am I saying? The fastest. What am I saying here, Nico? The fastest what? How do you say this properly?
Is he fast? He's got pace. He's a
Yeah.
pacey dude.
He's a pacey guy. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I'm excited for
He's-
them. All of
This,
the
this dude,
all the
this
signings
dude's
are
really
exciting.
fast.
Huh?
This dude's really fast.
Yeah.
That's what you're trying to say.
The dude is fast. There you go.
All right. Watch out for Mudryk.
Yeah. And then
How do you
Kunku
say
too.
Mudryk.
I think
Yeah,
it's
sorry,
Mudryk. But if we're saying it wrong, we'll correct ourselves for next time.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Who else are you excited for? I know they signed up more than just Mudryk.
Yeah, and Kunku, I'm interested because unfortunately he got injured for the World Cup, so we couldn't see what he was about in there. And you hear what he does in Leipzig and in the Bundesliga, but we don't see it often because another thing we don't follow is Leipzig. So,
Hmm.
but that's why teams have scouts, and if they think this guy is good, and what I hear is he's pretty good, so I'm excited to see him too. I'm just interested to see how they make all these players work in the same system. So, we'll see what happens with that. We'll see what happens with Todd Bowley and what other crazy ideas he comes up with. Yeah, I think it's just wait and see what happens now. for Chelsea?
Well, we know that that Nkunku's gonna be coming in the summer, not right now.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we're gonna have to wait to see that.
exactly. Yeah.
Um, yeah. What other transfers interest you around in the Premier League?
Like
Any
rumors.
yeah, any rumors that really stick out to you?
Um,
We move on. Let's just
one.
start throwing some rumors at the fans here.
Yeah, one I saw multiple times is Rafinha to Arsenal right after we took away Mudryk.
Mhm.
Um, I think that'll be a good fit. I think. I mean, they have Martinelli and Saka on the wing, so where do you put Rafinha?
Yeah.
Unless you put Martinelli at striker. Um, Also, I saw somewhere of Vlahovic to Arsenal. I think that's a better
Mm,
fit for them. So then they wouldn't have to like start Nketiah. And I think what happened to Jesus? He's still injured, isn't he?
I think so.
So
I'm interested to see if Juve's actually gonna let him go.
yeah, that'd be interesting. I mean, that sucks for him. He had a hot start, and now had a kind of fell off and got injured, unfortunately for him. But Vlahovic wouldn't be a bad idea for them to get that number one striker alongside Saka and Martinelli. That'd be pretty scary.
Yeah.
Um,
I think honestly, before we move on with more transfer rumors, let's just like try to finish off the Premier League table right now. Let's just go over everything. So we know Liverpool's struggling; they're in ninth place. They're not doing too well. Same as Chelsea.
yeah.
They're lacking motivation, lacking ideas, lacking a lot.
Do you
What do you
think?
think the issue?
What do you think they need to do?
I wouldn't say change man. Have a world class manager. I don't think that's the issue.
Mm-hmm.
I think they just they really suffered from Mane's
Yeah,
departure.
they shouldn't have done that. Looking back.
Yeah, I think they were very dependent on the type of player that Mane was for them. I think that the best thing they could do is look for that, you know?
Yeah, I guess. I
Um,
mean,
not wrong. Gakpo still hasn't played yet, has he?
he I think not in the league, but I think he made an appearance in FA Cup.
Okay.
But
I think
it wasn't a major appearance.
I think they're really hoping for him to really give them what Mane gave them.
Yeah.
So I feel like their hope is coming from that. Like they're relying on him for that.
If I'm Klopp, I hope so too.
But at the same time, I just don't see him being that type of player. So I
Yeah.
think they need to focus on finding the player that has the same characteristics that Mane had, because I feel like he really fit into the team and the way they play, the way that Klopp plays.
Who do you
So yeah,
think?
I think
Who do you think could fit that spot? I have a name in
it's hard.
mind.
It's hard to say, but I don't know, because you need Mane. He's like agile.
Yeah.
He's really quick. His passing, his vision is amazing. Shooting is also very good. You know, he's a goal scorer. He's clinical. Who do you have in mind?
I don't know. Uh I'm trying to find a way to build up to this name, but Kvaratskhelia. What if
Yeah,
no?
he would definitely do it.
You think so,
He would
right?
definitely. He he's got that eye for the passes and the goals. He's very very creative.
Yeah.
I he would definitely be the player that could help them out.
Maybe they should have just went for him instead of Gakpo. If you're gonna like
Yeah,
spend money on a big player.
but Napoli aren't gonna let him go for
True. Yeah.
that low a price that they bought Gakpo for.
Weren't
Napoli
they?
already said,
Wa-
Napoli already said they want like 100 mil from him.
weren't they like asking for even more for what's the striker's name? Osimhen?
Yeah, Osimhen they want 140 million.
Oh
That's
Jesus!
ridiculous.
Isn't Kvara better than him? In what from what I hear.
Well, the thing is, Kvara is like
Doesn't
he
he set
looks
him up?
better. He looks better, but he hasn't proven himself for as much time as Ozyman, so I kind of
Oh,
understand,
okay.
but I don't understand 140 million price tag. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a little bit much. But I
If
guess
Haaland, if Haaland went to City for like 60 million,
yeah,
how the hell, you know, how is that gonna happen? But
yeah,
whatever.
doesn't make sense.
Let's not go crazy over this.
But yeah, Liverpool. What we were saying. Yeah, disappointing. To sum it up.
Disappointing. They need to really step it up.
Yeah.
Moving on. Tottenham, they're in fifth place, not doing horrible, but not doing as good as they thought they would
Yeah.
be doing. They dropped out of that Champions League spot. Um, I don't really want to talk too much about them because there's not really much to say.
Yeah. The same
They
old
just need
Spurs.
to- yeah, they just need to pick it up. Hopefully, they can come in a Champions League spot. Newcastle is third place right now, so
Yeah, I'd like to
you
talk
never
about
know
them.
you never know what's gonna happen with them. So
We could see them in the Champions League.
yeah, if Tottenham can somehow like start playing really good, Man United pass Newcastle, Tottenham can get a chance to pass Newcastle, and then we would
Yeah.
have Arsenal, City, United, and Tottenham in the Champions League. But if Newcastle keep playing the way they're playing, then we could see them in the Champions League.
And they have those owners now. So if they get this like prize money and of finishing where they are in the league, and then the extended ownership money, I mean, I'm just looking here at like a couple players that they're linked to, like uh, Milan target Ziyech. I see his link to Newcastle. Also, Conor Gallagher. I don't know why they're linked to him. He's average. Sorry to say.
Yeah.
Um, Zaniolo. I think that's a good player for them.
That would be amazing.
And then they got
For the-
Almiron, just slinging it for Newcastle.
Yeah, yeah. All these names would be pretty good for them.
Yeah. I think it's time for that next step for them. I think.
Yeah, and I think making it into the Champions League is going to attract players.
Oh, yeah.
So I think they won't have a hard time buying players, especially with all the money they're going to offer them.
Yeah.
Also, like the chance to play in the Champions League is also really good.
Yeah, that would be like. Could you imagine Newcastle with like the Champions League badge on the sleeve of their kit? That'd be so interesting. Like I would not picture that in a million years.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
they're playing like they deserve it. So
Yeah. Manchester City. What's going on?
I don't know, man. It's like, I don't know. Like Haaland is still Haaland. Like he's still scoring goals, but they lost to Man U the other day, and I thought like, what's going on? Playing against Man U
Yeah.
for City is like breakfast, usually. But
Yeah.
I don't know, man. They're like kind of low key falling off. They could be. Man United and Newcastle are both 1 point behind them. Meaning City could easily finish fourth. And if Spurs want to pick it up like you're saying, like they could be looking at Europa. They could be looking at Thursdays, Nico.
It's crazy to me because like before the World Cup, we saw City playing so good. We thought they
Yeah.
were unstoppable.
And
I
I
think
still
there's
thought they would win the
episodes-
league at that point.
I think there's episodes where we were talking about them and we were saying that this year could really be their year for the Champions
Yeah,
League.
we were. That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
And like look at this now, like they've changed so much.
So weird.
They, it's not the end of the world. Like they can still pick it back up.
Yeah.
But like it just makes you think like, has this City team reached its limit? Like, can it really not go any farther? Does Pep need to leave for them to finally make
Yeah.
that last step?
It's kind of like the Liverpool situation, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, Liverpool's got that Champions League, but the manager stays there for a while, and things start to get stale, as we said. So I don't know. Oh, what if Nico, like this crazy hypothetical switch? What if Klopp and Guardiola switch?
That would be very interesting. I don't think it would happen.
Probably
But that would be
impossible, yeah.
that'd be very interesting to see. Um, yeah, we already covered United a little bit. We already said that they're doing really good, so we don't really have to cover them.
Yeah.
And Arsenal, we already said like they're doing really good. They got Odegaard playing so good.
Oh, he's so good. So good.
He looks like what everybody said he was gonna become.
Yeah. He was like
When
that young player on Real Madrid that everyone was expecting to step up, and then he kind of disappeared a little, went to smaller teams, then boom, on Arsenal, and then first season on Arsenal is playing well. So I'm actually happy for him. He was supposed to be good, and now he is good. He's the captain of Arsenal, and he's still pretty young, so that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, he's doing really good. Saka's doing good.
Yeah, very good. Yeah,
Martinelli's doing really good.
Arteta's just a good coach.
And when Jesus comes back, they're gonna be even more scary. So, yeah, look out for Arsenal. They're very because they didn't, but I don't think they really needed him. I think they can either go for another name or they could stay with the same team and still like be pretty comfortable.
Are they in Europe? In European
Arsenal?
competitions? They're not.
I don't think so.
I don't see them matched up here in. What happened? Did they not qualify? I swear. Oh no, I'm an idiot. They are in Europa League. Whoops.
They're in Europa
They
League,
topped their
right?
group. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember making graphics about them in Europa League.
Yeah. It's just because they get a bye in the first round. Is that why? Because they topped their group.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. So they are in Europe. Okay, good. It would just be like very disappointing if they're this dominant and then not in Europe.
Yeah.
Do you wanna look at that a bit actually? What we could be watching in a month. We already talked about a bit about it a little bit.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely. We can look at it real quick.
Well, you're the
Also,
Milan
just-
fan. Talk to me about the Spurs matchup.
Yeah, that game's gonna be huge. It's the first game back. I believe so. I think so, right? The first game back.
Yeah, it is. Like the very
Yeah,
first game.
I was just checking if PSG and Bayern played before us, but no.
Same time.
We are the first game back. Milan is playing at home. Seeing how we're playing right now, I hope that we pick it up a bit because if we play like this, we're gonna lose.
Well, I wouldn't put it past Spurs to lose, like to be more lose-ish.
Yeah, it's gonna be a battle of playing worse.
Conte's trying, man, and this Spurs team is just not it. But anyways, I think they're good in terms of, like the level of each club is almost similar. Not entirely their form, but even just like as a club as a whole.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's disrespectful to you, but I'm trying not to mean that.
No, I know you don't mean like history. You just mean like how they are right now.
Yeah, not history, of course. No, in history, it's not even a matchup.
Does Tottenham have a history? No, I'm sorry.
Dude, when are Tottenham gonna win a trophy?
Let's not get into this.
This is the year of the UCL.
No, don't. Shh.
We're sorry for our
Focus,
silly
put your
comments.
ball.
It's so late.
It's too late. We're recording this at 1 a.m. right now. Give us some slack.
Right?
We'll see how it goes. There's still time. February 14th is a long way away still. About a month.
Who knows?
A month away.
Maybe Leao gets injured, knock on wood.
We really didn't need to do that.
Oh, fantastic.
No, we can definitely pick it up by then.
Yeah, I think you guys are okay.
PSG Bayern. We got PSG Bayern, a huge game, same day.
Yeah, Um,
Safe to say, all fans are not going to have a Valentine's Day.
sorry, ladies, but this is more
Yeah.
important, right, Nico?
Please.
Um, PSG Bayern. You know, if Bundesliga was back, I'd have a lot more to talk about for this game. But because I don't even know what Bayern's state is right now, I can't say. PSG have been kind of disappointing in the league, despite leading the league. Uh, but they had like a couple disappointing results recently. But I keep forgetting Bayern have Musiala, and I'm in love with this guy after the World Cup. So good,
Yeah.
and you can't like Mane. You can't forget the team that they are. Sané, Nabry.
I was thinking, um, since Bundesliga is going to be back a lot later than return, do you think it's going to benefit them, or do you think it's going to make them a disadvantage, like because they're going to be not as ready as PSG are, or is it going to benefit them because they're going to be more rested than PSG?
um,
That's something that we.
that's a good question, and I think maybe it will benefit them. But I'm only gonna say that because thanks to the World Cup being in the middle of the year, all these teams gotta like mush up all their like cram the matches into like twice a week they're playing, and Bayern for some like the Bundesliga for some reason hasn't come back yet. So I think Bayern will be a little bit more fresh than PSG. I think PSG will be kind of burnt out, to be honest, and I think that's why I picked Bayern. I guess. I mean, you said which way it will go, and I think they'll be more fresh, to be honest, and I think it'll help them.
And some honorable mentions, because I'm just doing like the top three games. I want to say like Borussia Dortmund versus Chelsea is definitely another big game.
Yeah,
Um, we got Leipzig City, should be a pretty exciting game. Inter versus Porto as well, very exciting game there.
I know who we're both cheering
But
for.
yeah, but I think another huge game is going to be Liverpool Real Madrid.
Yeah, I'm excited to see
Where do you
that.
think that game's going?
Oddly enough, Liverpool are favorites,
It's
if you can believe that.
I
I
think
know who's
Real
my money
Madrid,
on now.
in my opinion, Real Madrid are always favorites.
Yeah, like how could that even be a question?
Yeah.
Eh,
Um.
whatever.
Yeah.
More
I don't
money for
really like
us.
much about it, but yeah, those are the round of 16 games in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Do you wanna introduce the Europa League real quick? We'll go over that real quickly, and then we'll just do like some more transfer rumors that we have, and then we can just close off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Europa League, that main match we have already spoken about. That would be the Barcelona and Man United game. I think that's gonna be better than a lot of the, well, not a lot, but some of the Champions League games that we've just mentioned. Um, obviously Roma's there. They have Salzburg, and Salzburg has been pretty difficult for Chelsea and Milan in that Champions League group.
They look
If
solid.
if you remember.
Yeah. Not
Um,
many like huge games, just like Barca United,
I think it's
Salzburg.
because it's that first stage where
Yeah.
the teams from Champions League come and they play against the second place in the group. Then that's why we don't see Arsenal and all those guys. But we also
Juventus.
see Juventus there.
Yeah. Juventus versus Nantes. Is that how you
I,
pronounce it? Nantes?
yeah. I wonder how Sevilla's gonna do. Like we've already mentioned, like how they're being relegated.
PSV. Dude, PSV look good. Milan faced them in preseason, and we got smacked around.
What when they have
Mm,
Gakpo?
No, they didn't have Gakpo. They already sold him. I'm talking about, sorry, not preseason. It was
Oh,
like
mid tournament.
mid-season friendlies, whatever.
Okay.
We got smacked around by Mudueke.
And which is crazy because Milan would play with their almost full 11 without Italy in the World Cup.
Yeah. Uh, um,
You're welcome.
they look. Stop bringing back. I froze. Like purple memories. Yeah. What was I saying? PSV. They look amazing. Mudueke is really good. I heard Chelsea want to buy him. No surprise there.
We want everyone.
Yeah, leave some players for the other
Leave
teams.
some players for the rest.
I would love to see him at Milan on that right wing. He would fit in so well. He plays exactly like Leao. So to have another Leao on the other wing,
Yeah, a couple guys that
excited.
don't run back on defense.
I'll take that. If they're gonna play the way they do, I'll take that. We don't need attack.
Six five 6-5 win. No defense, just goals.
Just try to outscore and you'll always win.
Oh, don't forget that Xavi Simons guy or Xavi Simons, whatever his name is. He
And
seems
two,
good. And I was gonna mention some.
definitely.
Ajax and
Yeah.
Union Berlin. That's an underrated match because if I'm not mistaken, Berlin are like top 3 in the Bundesliga. Oh, they were. They're top 5 now, but that's an underrated matchup. Just look out for that. Um, anything else, Nico, about the Europa League? The Thursday guys.
Nah, I think we're good for them. I just remembered. I also wanna introduce the game coming up this Wednesday. It's
Oh
gonna
yeah.
be Milan versus Inter in this Italian Supercoppa final. It's the
Mhm.
winner of Coppa Italia versus the winner of Serie A. Big game, huge game. We got the derby of Milan, the Milan derby. I'm very excited for this game. I'm also very nervous.
Nico will be in
I
tears
think
either way.
yeah, I'm looking at like Milan's form right now, and I'm kind of scared because yeah, Inter don't look amazing at the moment, but they look good enough to give us problems. You know,
I really want to watch that
especially
game too now.
in the form that we are.
Listening
Huh?
to you talk about this game, I kind of want to watch it now.
Yeah, like it's gonna be crazy. Like, it's huge. It's a
Yeah,
Milan derby in a
exactly.
final.
And
I don't remember the last
probably
time.
the only trophy either of these teams will win this season. So you got to take it seriously, to be honest. If we're looking at the reality and the facts here, Napoli's
Yeah,
got Serie A, and I don't think either of these Milan guys are gonna win the UCL. So no
that
disrespect,
drives me
but it's the
crazy.
reality.
Um, yeah. I'm just gonna keep nodding my head. I'm not gonna argue because I don't want my comments to bite me in the ass.
unless Milan
Uh,
go, unless AC go berserk and just win the Champions League. And Ancelotti's like, "You son of
yeah,
a guns, I'm coming to manage you now." Did I just say your fantasy?
yeah. I might
uh,
dream about this later tonight.
and then Zlatan comes out of injury and becomes prime Zlatan up top
No,
with
but
Giroud and Leao signs for 10 more years. Anything else
oh
I
my
should add?
god, no, but in all seriousness, um, I think it's gonna be a great. I think a lot of Milan fans are gonna be nervous about this, and I think Inter might risk going into the game with too much confidence. I think that's what Milan fans have to hope for.
Are they that
That,
dumb?
huh?
Are they that dumb to go into a game like that with being like, oh, we're in such great form?
No, but I think Inter could do that because They do that a lot. They did it against Monza. They did it against Parma, and look how those games went.
Oh yeah, the Parma
So
game, yeah.
so
Buffon
like
masterclass.
they have this problem with underestimating their opponent, Milan. But I feel like Milan has nothing to underestimate right now. They know that they're doing bad. They're aware of it. They're gonna team more of like a rough style of football, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, they're gonna really like show a lot of grit and determination to go after the ball and win it back, high pressing. You know, they're going to play as a team. Inter's going to play more relying on their stars, and they could potentially go into the game with too much confidence, thinking that they already won the game, you know?
Yeah.
And that could hurt them. They're all things that we got to see. Um, yeah,
Well, yeah, we'll wait and
I
see.
already said it. We saw Milan Derby in a final. Um, it's gonna be great.
Yeah, I agree.
Very, yeah.
I'll be excited for that one.
Okay. We got through all of like our smaller topics, and we also like mentioned a lot of transfer rumors already.
Yeah.
Before we close off, are there any other rumors that we should go over? Anything that you want to talk about related to the transfer market? We
Um.
probably will make another episode on the transfer
Yeah.
market,
Toward
especially
the
if
end. Yeah. And just
something
sum it
big
up.
happens. We can even do like a transfer deadline day episode or something like that.
Oh.
Um,
We mentioned Gakpo, but we never really talked about him after you called him out for breakout star, and now he's on Liverpool. Anything you want to say?
I mean, I haven't seen him yet. um,
Yeah.
I haven't seen him yet play for Liverpool, so I don't know how he's gonna be. But I think it's a great move for Liverpool. I think they did really good. Man United fans are salty about that because obviously they got it stolen from them. But yeah, no, I got nothing else to add.
I think people just don't want to go to Man United, but they will
Yeah,
now.
and Arsenal, and Arsenal.
Yeah, and Arsenal, but they will now. How would you not want to go to Arsenal? Crazy.
Money.
I see a rumor here on Transfer Market, the website. Zulinski from Napoli, you know him, right?
Uh-huh.
Linked to Juventus. That's an interesting
Mm.
one. There's obviously the Hakeem Ziyech link to Milan. That's feels like that link has been going on forever now.
Yeah.
Is it like actually advanced talks or what's the
No,
situation?
no. It's literally just like in the brainstorming phase. They did. I don't even think they made an official offer.
Brainstorming phase. That's always reassuring.
Yeah, it's nothing even like concrete. They've been saying it for so many years and it never happens.
Um, did Maldini? You told me something off air that something about Maldini saying he's not gonna sign anyone or.
Yeah, Maldini recently said last weekend that the transfer market is closed. He doesn't want to sign anybody.
How do you
A
feel
lot of
about
Milan
that?
fans got pissed off about that. I got pissed off about that because we can all see that we need players
Mm-hmm. Yep.
in certain positions. It
Right
just
wing.
looks like, yeah, but it just looks like there's a lack of like commitment from the new owners. I don't know.
Yeah, that's
Whatever
weird.
it is, solved.
You mentioned that before about the owners. It's like they're all talk. Nico, maybe they're not as rich as they say. Maybe they're just as rich as me and you. And
Hey,
they faked it till they made it.
yeah, I guess.
Who
I
knows?
guess.
Who knows? But hopefully Milan can buy someone because even if it's not this market, like in the summer, just like I said, I always break your balls about this. Like they need to be that Milan that with Beckham, Ronaldinho, Gattuso, Pirlo, Shevchenko, and everyone. They need to be that Milan again.
I think I
So
mentioned this in a previous talk about transfers, but Milan are on Awar right now. You know Awar.
oh yeah, yep.
Um, they reignited like talks and everything, and they said that he gave his priority to go to Milan over other big European teams. He's
Interesting.
aware of like the interest from Maldini, and he's trying to like do everything on his part to go to Milan, and he's trying to like convince his team and everything. He's gonna
That was another player that was like linked to Arsenal a couple windows ago, I
yeah
think.
he's actually gonna leave on a free in the summer.
Okay, there you go.
I don't think Milan want to buy him yet,
Yeah.
but even if they do, they'll only spend a couple million on him. I think it's worth it. We
Yeah.
need somebody in that role right now because Brahim Diaz and the Kettle aren't really cutting it right now.
Yeah. That's fair. That's a fair
So
point.
so yeah, that's what I think.
Okay.
Is there anything else you want to add? Any other transfers that interest you?
I just see Amrabat linked to Liverpool and Atletico. Atletico would be a great fit for him, assuming Simeone stays long term. That's pretty
I
much his
saw
play style right there. Just hard, gritty, win the ball types play. That's Amrabat right there. Um, what else do I see? I don't know, not much. I mean, all the transfers that have happened, they all went to Chelsea. So
must be nice.
yeah, you know,
Must be nice to live that life.
I'd rather have a bad team and perform well. So
True.
hopefully Chelsea
um,
can find their way.
yeah. All right, it's been a great episode. I think we covered everything we needed to cover,
Yeah.
and if not, then we'll definitely um, fill it into another episode.
Yep.
Like we said before, we're probably gonna make another episode on transfer rumors as it gets closer to the deadline,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe even if we get a really big transfer. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for sticking around. Um, we're recording this pretty late, like I said before, so
Yeah.
you know, bear
Forgive
with
us.
us.
Forgive us if we're a little tired, but we do it
We're
because we
trying
love
to,
it.
we're trying our best. You know, like we're really busy with school and work during the day, so nights are mostly the only time we have available, and it's almost 1:30 a.m. So yeah, but we love this. You
Yeah.
know, we do this. Nobody's forcing us to do this, so yeah, bear with us. Understand that sometimes we're gonna have some difficulties getting episodes out, but yeah, it's all in the process, like I always say. And yeah, is there anything you want to add before we close off?
Yeah, just thank you all for watching. Continue to follow us on our socials. We post pretty frequently on Instagram specifically. But yeah, we do it because we love it, guys. So hopefully you enjoy it. Yeah, Nico, I think that's all.
All right, thank you guys so much. This has been another episode of the Rookies Podcast. Been number 6. Hopefully we can get to number 10 pretty soon.
Yeah.
Maybe we might celebrate that
Oh
in our
yeah.
own special way.
10.
Yeah. So just keep sticking with us, and we'll see you soon. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, guys.